And with regards to the medical matter, now here it is a very, very critical thing because I personally had uh, experiences. For an example, in the year 2018, January, my father all of a sudden uh, got incapacitated. That is, he developed blood clots in his brain, and I had to admit him to a hospital. And the insurance got exhausted in the first 1 week because I did not have a very high end insurance that time. I was depending on my employer's insurance. So my insurance ran out in the first week itself because that time I did not have any high end insurance. Today I have a 1 crore insurance cover for every family member, which is huge in India. Probably will never get to use the whole thing. I hope so. So that time in 2018, after my employer's insurance ran out, I had to pay cash to the hospitals. And my father was hospitalized for 3 months. 3 months. That's a long time. That's close to 100 days. And I was able to pay. Now, it was not very economical. However, I was still able to cover the cost. It was 18 lakh rupees in 3 months. Okay, it sounds big, but it's almost 100 days of the best treatment possible. The best doctors, best rooms, best medicine, everything we can think of. Of course, in the end, he passed away, which is fine. There's only so much we can do. We can try. That is the best that we can do. But if I would have been in the United States and my insurance did not cover that 100 days hospitalization, probably, I don't know, a few $100,000 or $1 million.
Easy, depending on the health issue and the procedures. It can easily run into a couple of hundreds.
Or even more probably because my father was getting treated for a brain issue, and heart and brain doctors, they are the most expensive doctors, correct? And the procedures are also very expensive. So here I got away with 18 lakhs, there probably a couple of crores or more. So here you can still save yourself if you don't have insurance or in a basically situation of a crisis. But if situation of crisis arrives in the United States, you are in a very serious situation. I'll give you another example. I was doing something and I fell. Okay, I got hit very badly here, very badly. And I was bleeding. There was a deep cut from here to here. So this happened about 3 years ago. And I simply had to get up and walk to the nearest hospital. And when you live in a metro city, there will be a high-end hospital every few kilometers. So where I live here, if I go to right, there'll be Yashoda. I go to left, there is another hospital. Like, these are all high-end big hospitals. So I simply had to walk into the hospital. They received me, and within 10 minutes, a surgeon arrived. That lady was a senior surgeon, very well experienced, and she did all the treatment, stitched me up, and she did such a great job, you can't even see a scar or any stitches here. And the whole procedure, including medication, cost only 8,500 rupees. 8,500, that's exactly $100. So it's unbelievable, right? I mean, in the United States, first of all, if I would have walked in like that, they wouldn't have considered it an emergency because it was not life threatening. but it was a hit. It was a solid hit. So probably they would have done first aid and made me wait to get a cosmetic surgeon. Now, the lady who did this to me was a cosmetic surgeon. And in the United States, cosmetic surgeons are extremely expensive. Extremely expensive. So, and probably insurance might not even cover a cosmetic stitch up. It might only cover a regular stitch up in the United States. Because I was given an option here. In India, that lady asked me, Vikas, we can do a regular stitch up, but 7 to 8 stitches, it is going to show on your face and you might not like it. So we can do a self-dissolving cosmetic kind of a stitch up. It'll only cost you a few thousand rupees more. So this is a privilege. This is a blessing which you can get, I think, probably only in India. Because I've traveled to about 12 countries, and I remember one day I was in Dubai, and I picked up some allergy. I was sneezing. So the same thing, if it would happen to me in India, I could simply walk to any medical store and they would give medicines to me, and the medicines would cost probably 20, 30 rupees or 50 rupees. But in Dubai, I did the same thing. I walked into a nice big medical store. So there, I told them that, hey, I got a cold. They said, oh, cold, but do you have a fever? I understood. Oh, so if I say I have a fever, they'll probably say you have to go consult a doctor and come back. We are not giving you medicines. So I said, no, I don't have a temperature or a fever. I only have a cold. So then that person said, okay, give me a moment. There'll be someone certified who will meet you. So after about 10 minutes, someone certified who's authorized to give me that medicine showed up. And another thing in India, a big blessing is that they cut the the tablet strip and give you, like, for an example, if the strip of the tablets has 10 tablets in it, if you only want 4, they will cut and give, which is very efficient. It makes sense, because for me, probably that allergy and the cold is going to go away in a day or so. Why should I buy 10 and simply dump them? Because medicine is a resource. Someone else can use it, if I'm not using it. But in most of the so-called developed and organized countries, they won't cut and sell the tablets. You'll have to buy the whole strip. So that time in Dubai, in that medical shop, they gave me 2 strips of medicine, and the cost, I think, was about 4,000 rupees.
Wow.
For
Insane.
that medicine, probably in India, it would have been 50 or 100 rupees or 200 rupees at the most. So the same thing happened. I took 2 of those tablets, the pills, and I was fine. And the rest of them went waste. So these things, which sound like a very ordinary thing, make your life extremely easy, extremely comfortable in our country.
Yes. Yes.
And even things like dental treatment. Many people know, many people don't know that in India, one of the best dental surgeons are available, and so many dental clinics are there. You can walk into any one of them and do whatever, cosmetic stuff or root canal or filling, cleaning. So going back to the same concept, that you can live a very fulfilling life in India at a very low cost.
Yes. So I want to make a quick note here. So recently, a good friend of mine, he lives in the US, in the southern part, and he had a kind of a ear infection or something. He went for swimming, and it happens, for some people. And you gotta be careful, because the infection can travel from the ear to your brain, which can lead to much much severe
Correct.
thing. So he was feeling a little bit of pain in the ear, and he went for a checkup, and they advised to a specialist, and he had to wait for almost 2 weeks, 2 weeks to get an appointment with the ENT specialist, which is ridiculous. I mean, here you just walk in, and people complain, if they have to wait for even for an hour.
Correct.
There he had to wait for
Correct.
2 weeks in order to get a specialist. Okay, so anyway, I mean, it all went good. I mean, it was just localized, and he got treated, and it cost quite a bit, compared to India. So as you said, like, the access to healthcare in India is
Correct.
fantastic, especially if you have a decent income. You can just make a quick appointment, or even sometimes, like, just walk in and they will entertain you. But it's not the case. It's not the case in the US. You have to take a prior appointment with specialists. Otherwise, if it's something serious, you just you have to go to emergency, and the emergency, the billing is different, and I think it's much much higher.
So, adding on to what you mentioned there, that an ear infection can be fatal and can also be painful and irritating, correct? Extremely painful. And the gentleman had to wait for 2 weeks. Wow. I've heard stories on YouTube where people had to wait for months to get an appointment for a painful joint issue or something like that. Months when you have a pain in your joint? God. So, when people talk about standard of life, see, people say, living in the United States gives you a higher standard of life. Well, standard of life is this. Standard of life is where I can get up and go to the best doctors, where I can get up, and go to a nice restaurant and eat what I want, drink what I want. Standard of life is where on the weekends I want to take my son out to the mall or to a party. I don't have to take the stress of driving. I simply book an Uber Innova, for 4 hours. It is about 1500 rupees or 2000 rupees. That's all about it. Okay. And the gentleman would show up in front of my home. We would go sit in the car, very good level of respect. That Uber would take me anywhere within the city. The Uber will wait. They'll open the door for me. They'll pick up my bags if required. I can go drink beer, party. I can come back. This, if I have to do it in United States, I got to be a millionaire. So this is standard of life. I am living a life of a millionaire without being a millionaire in India.
Well, I mean, just a side note. I just wanted to tell that the insurance, in the US, it's basically divided into three parts. The regular health insurance. For dental, it's separate. You have to get a different dental insurance, and I think same for the eye as well. It comes under a different
Oh,
what do you call it? Ophthalm, whatever, something, eye insurance. So, and compared to India, dental procedures are extremely expensive in the US. Extremely expensive.
yeah.
Here, an extraction of wisdom tooth, maybe, I don't know, maybe like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 rupees. I don't know. I'm not sure. Could be very economical, right? 5,000. So same thing would be.
And anyone can get it done. To simply say that anyone who's working, earning even 500 rupees a day can save for a few days and get the best medical treatment done for themselves.
The same procedure would be a few hundreds of dollars in the US. And, here, I don't know. I think dentists make I don't know, maybe on an average like half or three-fourth the income of regular doctors or something. Just putting in a crude way. But dentists over there, they make almost the same as MD doctors. So
Yeah.
extremely expensive dental when it comes to dental. And then again, like coming back to whatever you said, going with your son, a nice night out, ordering Uber or Ola something. There, ordering a cab, taxi, or Uber, you have Lyft, something which is not operational in India. They are quite expensive because, again, it involves human labor, right? So anything with human labor, again, it gets expensive.
I mean, the whole context of this discussion is that yes, it is great to go and work in the United States when you get an opportunity to do that, because it's a lovely experience you might get in terms of dealing with international clients and working on interesting projects and living in a new place, earning in dollars. But for someone who's not doing it, that is living in the United States, or for someone who did not get the opportunity to live in the United States, don't care about it. Because the number of people who feel terribly depressed, the number of people who feel like losers, and the kind of pressure that is put on young people, men and women, especially men, to leave India the moment they finish their engineering is extremely high. Because as you know that I have a consulting firm on my Telugu channel, and people contact me to discuss about their personal life, career, and the number of youngsters who book an appointment with me and mention that, hey, because I don't want to go to the United States right now. Uh, uh, but my family and my relatives are treating me like a loser if I live in India. So, this video should be shown to most of the parents who have never stepped out of this country, and they believe that their children should go to the United States because they are going to have a better standard of living, or only because of the matter of prestige, which is unfortunately the matter of false prestige is very high in our country. So, the context of this discussion is that let people live their life. I always said that children don't belong to you, children belong to this planet, children belong to the universe. You are only a guardian. And especially when they grow up, let them live their life. And if they want to live in India, India is an awesome place to live in today. And also, the Indian passport is not a bad passport today at all. You can travel to many countries, many places. Of course, this is a different topic of discussion altogether. But uh, uh, it is not bad to be a resident Indian.
Totally agree, because the pressure for youngsters from family, from their friends, from their peer circle to go to the US, it varies from state to state. But I must say, that the expectation from states like yours, Andhra Pradesh or Telangana or Punjab is like,
Yeah,
it's like next level. Compared
true.
to my state, I would say, a lot, kind of expectation that their son, and also like their daughter, they want to be in the US and they want to settle over there. It's quite high in Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and probably state like Punjab, Gujarat as well. And I don't know why I'm getting pulled back into this healthcare thing. I promise this is going to be my last point when it comes to healthcare expenses.
No, healthcare is the most critical thing because, see, in the end, no amount of money can make you live a, a generally decent life if there is no easy healthcare available. So, go ahead.
What a lot of people from India they do is, usually Indians, they like to do their annual trip to India around the month of December. So that's when the holiday season kind of kicks in the US. You have the Thanksgiving ending, and then December, the it's the end of the financial year, and people, the workload kind of like gets reduced, except for the retail industry. So all the development projects they kind of like start winding down, the hiring kind of start winding down. So a lot of Indians, they kind of plan their trips, annual trip to India during that month. And you have the Christmas, the New Year stuff and all, and they go back like first week of January or second week of January, whatever, and so a lot of Indians, what they do is, they schedule their, any kind of, health procedures or something, in India. They have some dental work to be done. They come and they get it done in India, or some kind of, some kind of like a much serious like MRI, some procedure. They kind of come and get it done in India, and also a lot of Americans, they cross the border. They cross the border. They travel to Mexico, especially those who are living in the south. They cross to Mexico, and hospitals and clinics are on the Mexican side. Just few miles into the border, you have a lot of these procedures, and they do provide services at a fraction of the cost what it would cost in the US. So, and also some Americans, they also have started coming to India as well. The medical tourism is booming. A lot of people in the US. We have world class hospitals, and they're like packages being sold, and everything from flight ticket to picking them from airport to hotel services, to from there to the hospital, scheduling their procedures. So it's a huge business in India, and still they're saving quite a chunk of money, if they had done the same procedure back in the US. Yes.
And before we end this podcast, of course, this is a never ending topic because next week, suddenly a new thing would come onto our mind, or the viewers, please put it in the comment section. Any question you have, because Dave has lived there for a considerable amount of time, and he was a student. He then became a professional, and he has seen that life in depth. So, the most important thing after healthcare is entertainment. Now, this is critical because, see, you're making money, but what will you do with the money? There is an awesome line which one of the vice presidents in Monster.com mentioned in the year 2007. I was working for Monster.com that time. American gentleman. He said, money doesn't make you happy. What you do with the money makes you happy. And that is absolutely true. Someone could say, I have $10 million in the bank. Yeah, but you don't have a friend to have beer with. You don't have a friend to have a motorcycle ride with. I mean, money doesn't make you happy. So, here in India, we have practically unlimited entertainment. For a person like me who speaks multiple languages, it's even better. I can literally get up and go watch any movie. Telugu, Hindi, English, and even going to movies is not expensive. So, we have the movie industry. We have cricket. Like, it keeps happening. IPL keeps happening. This, that, that's available. We have multiple OTT platforms. And what does it cost? My Netflix only costs 199 rupees a month. I can afford literally every OTT platform from India. And the same thing would be very expensive if you take the membership from USA. Correct?
Yes, absolutely. The subscription, what we have is what we pay here is just a fraction what you gotta pay in the US. Netflix used to be like I think 9.99, $10 or something. I don't know how much it is right now. Here, per month. Sorry, it's per month. So here you can get the cheapest is what, like a 150 or 199 or something, right?
Correct. Yeah. Which is absolutely negligible, right?
Yeah, it's exactly.
You won't even think about it. Like you have to pay 150 rupees or 200 rupees for a Netflix subscription per month. You won't even have, it doesn't even pinch you this much, like not even 0.1%. So basically, you will not be able to afford all the OTT platforms in the United States. Here, one person can literally take subscription of almost all OTT platforms. So the factor of entertainment and also things like being able to afford multiple cell phone connections. How many people have multiple cell phone numbers in the United States? It is not a necessity, but it's a luxury, right? One cell phone number for your business, one cell phone number for your personal use. So all these things, even broadband, 700-800 rupees a month. Extremely economical. So, wow, there's so many factors. All these things are the same services which you're getting in the United States, like the internet, like 5G, like OTT, and you are availing them sitting in the other part of the world for an absolute fraction of a cost.
Good that you brought up because those are very very bare essentials. The phone connection as well as the internet. What I was paying, Vikas, I was paying close to $100 a month for my phone phone service.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, and it's all mostly postpaid. How it is, it's kind of inverse. Here, it's only a fraction of the population get postpaid. Over there,
correct.
it's only a fraction of the people get prepaid. So most of them, they go for postpaid and they get locked with the career because a lot of people, they get their cell phone from the service provider, from the network provider, and it's kind of like locked to that. So it can easily go up to $100 per month, which is absolutely insane. And we are blessed. We are blessed in India to avail phone services for such a. I think it's one of the one of the lowest priced country when it comes to phone services. And coming to broadband, I would say it would be like I think the cheapest would be like $30, $30 to $40, $30 to $40 per month, which translates to again three nines, or like 2,500, 3,000, 3,500 per month. Here you can maybe like you can get a fantastic broadband for like $1,000, right? Here.
Really good one for 1,000, basic one for 600 rupees, 500 rupees a month.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, exactly. The phone expenses have always been insane in the US. Which $100 is like close to 9,000 rupees. 9,000 rupees.
My Airtel postpaid with 5G, unlimited calling, everything that you can think about is only 580 per month. That's it. So, when we talk about luxury, standard of living, I'm able to afford paying my phone bills for every family member, and it doesn't hurt me. Even my son has a SIM card in his cell phone. he's 11 years old. Of course, it's debatable. Does he need it? Does he not need it? But I have it so that in case he's out sometime, I can call him directly. But I'm able to afford it here.
And to be fair, because there are some luxury, some entertainment stuff which are not available in India, which are available in the US, or they may be available in India, but they are more expensive than in the US. There are like some, we can think about it and talk about it. Yeah, for example, like, adventure sports, right? Here we don't have that kind of infrastructure. I mean, it's coming up, of be it like skydiving or base jumping or deep sea diving or something. A lot of those stuff, or motorsports. I mean, you're such a vehicle and those car and bike enthusiast. So the avenues you get over there is something some of the things you won't get over here, or it might be very, very expensive over here. And luxury goods, they cost much higher in India, compared to what they cost in the US. So they're like, some stuff, yeah, which are expensive in India.
Well, basically, the things that we don't need to do every month, they are expensive in India. But the things that we need to do every day and every month, they are extremely cost effective in India. And in United States, it is exactly the opposite. The things that you need to do every single day are priced very highly, and the things that you need probably once in a quarter or 6 months, they are doable. They are kind of affordable. And before we wrap up this podcast, another fun thing, that is, divorces are happening in India. Divorces have always been happening in the United States. But if you ever go through divorce, which most probably today 50 to 60% people who get married will go through divorce, unfortunately. But divorce lawyers are still very affordable in India. It's a very serious point, right? I mean, I know this industry inside out, that is divorces and relationships. So, of course, we will have a dedicated podcast about that soon. In India, if you are going through a divorce, you get a good lawyer, not some very, very, very high-end lawyer, don't even need a very high-end lawyer, but a good lawyer. The joining fees, I mean, to get the lawyer on board, is 25,000. Sometimes you can even give 10,000 and request them to start the work. Okay? So it is extremely affordable. And the whole, sometimes they give a package. They say, okay, fine, I'll get your divorce done depending on the case. So probably mutual divorce, okay, fine, one year it is going to take. And for both the parties, that is wife and husband, including everything, the lawyer charges about 1 lakh. That's it. For a procedure which is going to last 1 year. Awesome discussion there. Awesome discussion. These topics are never ending. We are going to do hundreds of videos like these. So thank you so much. This was our first podcast. We took a bit of time, probably first 10 minutes to warm up, but then it went on really, really well. So buddies, that is the viewers, please go ahead, type in the comment section, type anything that you want. What should be the next topic? Type it. So Dave, please say something and then we can wind up.
Well, fantastic discussion we had, because and this is something new for me. Even though I've done, a couple of bunch of YouTube videos, they're lying somewhere in the YouTube. People can try to find it out, watch those videos. Anyway, we touch very, very important topics, and gonna be a lot helpful for people who are interested in going abroad, going to the US, and gives a lot of real life information and knowledge. So they say, grass is always greener on the other side, right? So most welcome. I mean, all those people, students who want to go there, get some experiences, great life experiences, corporate experiences, work experiences, whatever. And some might wish to settle there, some might want to come back. But with our podcast, with whatever we had all these discussion, right? I mean, I wish you people will be better ready and better capable to take your decisions in life. Yep.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. Do subscribe to this channel. It's a new channel. Long way to go. Probably we are going to be friends forever. That is the viewers and us. Thank you, Dave.